The Cartier Tank Americaine is kind of expensive and hard to find. We can all agree that it's too dressy and delicate looking as well. With a meager water resistance of 30 meters, it's also not very robust as a daily driver. So why the do I love it so much? Welcome to the Tank Americaine review. This is the second video in my Cartier Craze series where I talk about various tank models. A couple of weeks ago, I reviewed the regular tank, the Must de Cartier. In that video, I discussed how relevant this iconic watch still is and debated whether it's worth the $3,500 price tag. You can watch the video here if you haven't already, and it will also be linked below the like button. Now the Americaine is the more niche offering from Cartier and is a great alternative to the regular tank. I like this watch a lot and it has several pros but a few cons, especially two big ones that I'll get to later in the video. Towards the end, I'll also discuss which watch I'm keeping in my personal collection, the standard Tank Must or the Americaine. For a little background, the Tank Americaine is a relative newcomer in the Cartier lineup. While the original tank was launched way back in 1919, the Americaine was just launched in 1989. That still means that the American tank is over 35 years old. So the watch, like me, is a millennial. Neither is it mature and experienced enough, nor is it young and sprightly. Just at an awkward position in between. Welp. So the Americaine was introduced to be a happy medium between the industrial, rectangular shaped tank Must and the extremely dressy, curvy, Art Deco tank CiDE. The result is a more curved tank with an elongated profile and narrow bezels, which still retains some of the tank's boxy looks, like the flattened caseback. This watch is the medium-sized Americaine that measures 22.6mm wide by 41.6mm long. The watch has a lug width of 16mm. I find the large Americaine a bit too large, while the small looks too dainty. In my opinion, the medium is the perfect size Americaine for most wrists, including my 15.2cm wrist. The medium Americaine retailed for about $5,000 or 5,500 euros. But Cartier, being Cartier, have discontinued the medium size and now only offer it in mini, small or large. Why Cartier? Why do you do this? Now we can only hope they reintroduce a medium tank Americaine at some point in the near future. But in the meantime, the secondary market is the only place to snag one of these. In fact, I got a pretty good deal on this from a secondary market dealer, so maybe you can get lucky too. The Tank Americaine has an all-steel case, with the side brancards having a high polish, while the top and bottom brancards have a brushed finish. The contrast between the two finishes introduces some visual interest in what could have been a boring case. But Cartier have done a good job with this watch. Even the sides and caseback have vertical brushing, which reduces scratches. Now this is a dress watch, so the 30 meters of water resistance isn't surprising. Honestly, it doesn't bother me because I'm not planning on going diving anytime soon with this watch. The watch face has a beautiful curve to it and a curved sapphire glass to match. The crown also features the iconic sapphire cabochon, which is thicker and stubbier than the elongated crown on the Must. Overall, the watch looks excellent and is finished to a very high degree. Now when you think of a tank, you generally think of a quartz watch, and I know that having a quartz movement puts some people off. But lovers of mechanical watches rejoice because this watch uses a mechanical, automatic winding movement. While Cartier doesn't reveal the details, an educated guess tells us that the movement is likely based on a simple ETA 2671. This is a 17.2mm diameter automatic with 25 joules and a 38-hour power reserve. So to be honest, this is a pretty ordinary movement without the best specifications. Then again, you're not really buying a Cartier tank for its movement prowess. The advantages of this movement are, first, that it's a mechanical movement, and then the fact that it's small, thin, reliable, and easily serviceable, at least in theory. Fortunately, this watch, like all modern Cartiers, are covered for up to 8 years by Cartier's amazing warranty, so you don't have to worry about that for a while. But two things I love the most about this watch are its refined looks and the amazing wearing experience. By the way, a fun fact is that I just love the tank CiDE. I've spent hours reading reviews and watching videos talking about CiDEs. Unfortunately, those are unobtainium for me. But the Americaine gives me somewhat of a CiDE look. I enjoy the curved face of the watch that just makes it look a bit more special than the standard tank. Unlike the standard tank that has a wide dial, the Americaine has a silvery sunburst dial. But it's not loud or in your face. The dial just has a hint of silver and a hint of the sunburst effect. The handset is deep blue, which almost appears black. And finally, we have the crisp Roman numerals and the internal railroad minutes track, or chemin de fer in French, that appears to be stamped with a black lacquer. Roman numerals make any watch look classy, and this isn't any exception. Of course, the dial does have the Easter egg with the secret Cartier signature at the 7 o'clock. Overall, the dial looks clean and oozes class. One thing I don't like about the dial, however, is the apparent lack of AR treatment. Having no anti-reflective coating makes the dial just a bit harder to see at certain angles and makes filming it a pain in the ass. Now the wearing experience is going to be subjective, and what I like may not be what you like. But it's hard to argue that the watch doesn't look great on the wrist. More than just looking good, it even feels very comfortable. By the way, if you're enjoying the video so far, please do hit the thumbs, as it really helps small channels like mine. And if you really want to support the channel, please consider subscribing. Thanks so much. So by default, this watch comes on a shiny, high-quality alligator leather strap with Cartier's proprietary clasp system. This is very similar to the strap you can find on the Santos, and I really like it. You can tell that the alligator leather is built well and suits the overall aesthetics. The navy blue color perfectly complements the handset, and it's so much better than the black strap you get on the regular Tank must. The unique clasp mechanism means that the strap always keeps its shape, like a metal bracelet would. This also doubles down to make the watch feel more secure on the wrist. But the downside is that sometimes it can leave the watch sitting a bit wonky on the arm. I also paired this watch on a more traditional pin buckle strap that my friend at NL Straps in Netherlands custom built for me. This is a blue-green ostrich leather strap with a calf leather padding on the underside. I designed the strap to be thin as it just works better with the overall dress vibe. I've spent most of my time with this watch on this ostrich strap, and I honestly like it better than the OEM strap. I understand that ostrich leather may not be to everyone's taste, but it's definitely a high quality, exotic material perfect for a dress watch. I feel like the strap texture elevates the watch and makes it even more fancy. I'll link his Etsy page in the video description if you want to check it out. He makes some of the best custom straps at a great price. Just to be clear, this isn't sponsored by NL Straps, and I paid full price to buy his strap. I just like the straps a lot and I can't recommend them enough. I also put the watch on a mesh bracelet for a slightly different look. I'm honestly biased, but I think this watch works well with all straps. Either that or my judgment is really off. You can never rule that out with me. Anyway, I'll let you guys decide that. Let me know in the comments which strap combo you liked. I'd also love to hear your recommendations on any other combinations you would pair this watch with. Now the medium Tank Americaine is comfortable and sits perfectly on my 6-inch wrist. As you can see, there's plenty of clearance on either sides of the wrist. This sizing means that it's going to be universally agreeable on a variety of wrists, be it a man or a woman. Compared to the standard Tank, this watch wears a little larger, as it's meant to, but I feel that the Americaine has more character than a standard Tank. Now I know this may sound poetic or overly dramatic, but I really mean it. The larger wrist presence, the curved case, and the mechanical movement play some part to enhance the feeling that you're wearing a premium watch. Also, wearing a Tank Americaine shows you've got taste. Whether you actually have taste or not is a different matter, but anyone seeing you wear one will certainly think you're a big deal. Seriously though, wearing this watch just makes me feel all posh and elegant. Doesn't matter if I'm wearing a suit, a shirt and pants, or just t-shirt and shorts. In fact, I do wear this watch with t-shirt and shorts all the time. I know it's supposed to be a dress watch, but I think it looks great on casual attire. And our friends over at Feuerbach have got us covered with plenty of comfortable casual attire options. Feuerbach is a clothing brand that specializes in fabric tech, that's fabric and technology, and these are their Stay Cool series shirts. These clothes are made of Feuerbach's PBS fabric, which is a blend of cotton, bamboo, and a plant-based polymer. I'm not a material scientist nor a clothing expert, so I can't explain the technical details, but all I can say is that these shirts feel really comfortable and have a great fit. The wrinkle-free and breathable construction, along with the stretchy fabric, makes them the perfect workout t-shirts, in addition to being great everyday wears. Feuerbach offers them in 6 sizes and over 20 colors, so there's a perfect match for everyone. Feuerbach even sent me a pair of shorts to try, and over the last couple of months I've just been wearing clothes from Feuerbach and I truly enjoy them. If you're interested, do check them out using the link in the description and use my code TWT20 for a 20% discount on your order. Thanks again Feuerbach, and back to the video now. Now this watch isn't all perfect. In fact, it has 2 glaring flaws. The first drawback, and the worst part of the watch hands down, is the crown. While this crown looks cool and all, it's such a pain to use. Firstly, it's too small, and secondly, it's not grippy enough.
That's what she said.
Winding the watch honestly feels like a task from Squid Games. I'm just not able to turn the crown. I find it really tedious and even frustrating at times. The workaround I've discovered is to grip the crown between your nails and turning the entire case itself while keeping the crown in place. Fortunately, this seems to do the trick and get the watch wound pretty quickly. Also, since it's an automatic watch, you don't need to wind it that often, especially if you wear it regularly. The second flaw is the mirror polished bezel. While this highly polished bezel looks beautiful, it's an absolute scratch magnet. This bezel scratches even if you breathe too hard on it, and it drives me crazy. I experienced the same with my Santos, and I feel the same issue here. Even a year later, I don't like it. I found that the standard Tank's bezels were much more resistant to scratches. But if scratches don't bother you, you're good. Go enjoy your watches in bliss. I'm not jealous of you at all. Now I understand that the more critical of you will find the movement a negative as well, but I'm mostly okay with it. I'm not buying a Cartier Tank to get a high horology movement. Moreover, this ETA-based movement is reliable and can be serviced easily, leading to faster services and lower costs in the long run. Lastly, the American tanks are not cheap. Between $4,000 to $6,000, these are not the best value timepieces on the market. But if you look at the crazy prices some other Cartier watches like the CiDE or Crash Command, I think that the Americaine is a relative bargain. To me, it's a great entry into the world of shaped Cartier watches without paying the price of a house. Moreover, you can sometimes find really good deals on gold or steel Americaines like I did. If you want to choose just one tank for your collection, which should it be? And this is the actual dilemma I'm facing right now. I got to choose between the Tank Must de Cartier and the Americaine. And all things considered, I'm letting the Tank Must go and holding on to this, the better tank, the Tank Americaine. This is for a number of factors, but mostly because I really enjoy the Tank Americaine. I think this is the watch for someone looking for a more elegant mechanical tank. Not only is it more refined, it's also more exclusive and exciting than a regular Must tank. You're not going to run into many people who own this watch. And finally, the Americaine is also a great pick for the collector who wants a tank CiDE but doesn't want to shell out that sort of money. What I would like to know from you is which tank you would pick if you were in this situation. Let me know in the comments. But if you're still looking for tank alternatives without spending even $500, I've got you covered. I have a bunch of great tank variations for you, and I'm currently working on that video, and you should see it in the next week or so. So please consider subscribing. I'm trying to get to 5,000 subscribers by August, and your subscription is invaluable. I'll also be giving a watch away for free when the channel hits that milestone, so stay tuned. And if you enjoyed this video, please do hit the like button to feed the YouTube algorithm. That's it from me today. I'll catch you all very soon. Take care.